Hi, welcome to Why This Now. If you're joining me for the first time, I hope you will enjoy this safe space to discuss and hear and learn tips about how to face your struggles, challenges, and crises in your life. My name's Jane Duffy, and I started this YouTube channel in July this past year. It's almost done. I had some health challenges at the beginning of the year with high blood pressure. And after several trips to the ER, I decided that I needed a career change. So I retired from teaching and I'm on this new journey of finding new things to do with my time. And this is one of them. I thoroughly enjoy Why This Now. I appreciate your feedback. Today's topic was a suggested topic by one of my followers. If you're not a follower, please click subscribe, like and share. And any comments you want to put, you can put them here, or you can email me if you want it to be more private at whythisnow, the number 63 at Gmail. I'm also on Instagram. So today's topic is resilience. And our lives, we always have an opportunity to practice resilience, it seems, in the last few years especially. And that's the last I'm going to make mention of the worldwide last 2 years practicing resilience or choosing to. But the person that sent this request to me was saying that resilience is exhausting. And yes, it is. Just to affirm that, yes, it is. Being a resilient person and reacting with resilience to crises that come into your life, it is exhausting. And then also the comment that came with resilience was that people made comments to the person and said, "Oh, you are so strong. You're so resilient." Being strong sometimes can be tiring. It can be exhausting. So I just wanted to talk a little bit about what resilience looks like, how we can anticipate crises that might be coming into our life, recognize them. Recognize when something is in your life that you are finding that it's not healthy, it's creating upheaval in your life. Try to look at that crisis and decide, is this something that I can dismantle my emotions that are surrounding this? Is this a crisis or a struggle that I can see, here's the end date. This is when it's going to move to its conclusion naturally. And here are some action steps, and I'll give you some of those ideas here too today, of what I can do to get to this end date. Then there are also some struggles that require resilience repeatedly in our lives that come up repeatedly over and over again, and it's a familiar scenario. And so once again, there are steps that we can do to work through that battle, because it's an emotional and mental battle to work through these times. To ignore what is going on in your life that's causing upheaval is not a healthy place to be. And that's one of my points of this YouTube channel, is to give you that space to listen to somebody talking about things that you are dealing with in your life, and to give you some helpful steps, some action steps to move through that, and to put these action steps, kind of in your weapon arsenal of what you can do to remain an emotionally and mentally healthy person. It is challenging for all of us. And please don't hear me say that I have it all together, because I do not. And my past videos that I've done since July, all of the segments that I try to release every week, are coming out of personal experiences, not something I've read and put together, but this is a life experience that I've had. Some of these experiences in my video segments, it's repeatedly revisiting in my life. I do have a couple segments coming up that I'm working on that talk about things that come up repeatedly in my life, and I know they come up in your life. My life is no different than anybody else's in terms of having struggles and challenges. We all do. So this is my hope, that I would give you some steps to work through these. So the first thing that I like to encourage people is face it. Face what's going on, recognize it. Try to see if you can anticipate how it's going to play out. Sometimes we can recognize repeated scenarios if they're starting to come up in our lives again. that we can recognize that it's coming, and what did I do last time that worked? What can I do this time to try this again to see if this will also work again? And then, so I have some action steps. I wrote them down. So I'm a big list maker. If you don't already know that about me, you know it now. And then choose what is your best healthy next action for you. And the pivotal word is healthy. And you want to be able to make sure that you can establish that as a part of your ongoing mental, emotional health plan. We have to have that. We can't wake up every morning and just willy-nilly through our day. There is action through our day. That's the difference between being relaxed and going through the day without a plan. We all have a plan, whether we write it down or we actively engage in what it is, but we all have a plan. So specifically to what your emotional and mental needs are, that's what you have to do for yourself. What works for someone else may not work for you. So here's some ideas of what I do. So when I feel an emotional upheaval in my life, or if I anticipate one coming in, I take myself to a quiet place. I know our lives are busy and chaos, and sometimes it's difficult to find that. I encourage you to do that. Even if it's just your bathroom and you walk in there and you close the door and you have those moments, it's okay. Whatever it looks like to you, you don't have to say, I have to wait until I can have some quiet time by myself later, because that might not happen. So if that's what you have to do, just do it. So, and then while you're in this quiet place, what I like to do and what works for me, and I'm a faith-based person, I believe in Jesus as my Savior, but I do want to have that connectedness with everybody that watches this too, that you take that time to be thankful and to have gratitude. Whether it comes from a faith-based life or it does not, I would hope I could lead you to that. But through this, I want to give you those steps that you can see. Five breaths that you're going to take in this quiet space. And with each of those 5 breaths, with your eyes closed, you're going to think of something you're thankful for or grateful for. You're developing that attitude of gratitude. It's kind of one of those coin phrases out there in the last years. But 5 breaths. So your quiet place, 5 breaths. I write them down. I have a journal. I love to write and keep track, and I love to go back and review and see, how am I doing? Oh, I don't do that anymore. I should start doing that again. Or why did I stop doing that? Let's start integrating that back into my action plan because it works. And we all have to re-practice and reread so that we can stay focused. And then also, and it seems kind of silly, but if you do it a couple times, it won't seem so silly anymore. But you speak it out loud too. Read it out loud to yourself, and you're speaking it right over yourself again, what you're thankful for, what you have gratitude about. It's resetting your mind. It's not changing the scenario of the crisis that's going on. Don't hear me say that I'm saying that, because I am not. But what it is giving you that positive conversation to help your mental energy, your emotional energy, to be able to step out of that quiet place and figure out, okay, now the next step. What is my next action that I can do? What is the next point of finding a resource that I can use? And I have some segments that I've already recorded, and you can go back and look at those too. I have one from my What is on Your Plate video that has some of these action steps on how to figure out resources you might have in your life to help you through struggles and in scenarios. But for today, I just wanted to make sure that I give you a spot where you can pause and think about, how can I restore my energy so I don't feel so exhausted while I'm choosing to practice resilience. Resilience is a choice. It's not something that naturally flows out of you. And sometimes we do just want to lay down and give up and wait for the next day. But I encourage you not to do that. You have just this day, and your day today is your day to shine for somebody else, to show you the light that lives inside of you so that you can share that with others, and not to let this crisis or the upheaval that's in your life right now to overtake you and rob you of your joy. That is why I'm here, and I want to help you to remain mindful of replacing that, oh, I'm dreading this, or here it comes, or with that positive, this is what I can do. Either I've been here before, or if I haven't been in the same situation before, I've been in something similar, I can use those same steps again. And that's what I'm going to do today. So I hope that these steps have helped you today. Any feedback you want to give me, I am welcome. I would just love to hear it. And as always, in our Why This Now, I wish you joy, peace, and hope in your Why This Now as you go out and share your light. Come back and see me again next week. I'm going to be talking about joyful or joyless, and that's your choice. All right. Have a great week.